Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic Park. What's up, guys? FallenRedZeo here. We're playing Jurassic World Evolution again, building Jurassic Park, and we have finished the park, so it's now time for the tour. So we have arrived at the helipad, going through the welcome center, and we're coming around to get into the jeeps that will drive you around up to the visitor center. But first, we're going to take you on a little bit of a detour to show you a very cool site, just to give you a little taste, a glimpse of what we have to offer into the park. Now, if we drive down this way, we have our technical facility area. So we have our hatcheries where, of course, we grow, hatch, and incubate all of the dinosaurs you will see in the park. So we have two different enclosures to grow herbivores and carnivores. So yes, we do have some meat-eating dinos, so just be very careful and calm and try not to overreact before you get eaten. Then we have some additional ranger teams there, so if there ever is a breakout in the park, we have plenty of rangers to jump right on it and help contain any breakouts. But we're going to drive around over this way and take you to a very special view again, just to give you a glimpse of what we have to offer here in the park. So we're approaching, make sure no vehicles are crossing the track. And if we come over to here, you will see a very special sight, a recognizable sight of Brachiosaurus eating upon the hill at the tree, with some additional dinos off in the distance. Of course, we don't have too many in view currently. There's a couple parasaurs back in there, but we can go into photo mode and you can see some pictures there. We got parasaurs running off in the background, standing upon the hill, a Brachiosaurus drinking, and of course the Brachiosaurus eating from the tree. So very iconic view there and very cool to see. So there is your quick little glimpse into what the park has to offer. But we're going to take you now back to the visitor center, where you can explore the amenities the park has to offer, and then all the background knowledge that the park has that into creating this infrastructure and the dinosaurs in the park. You'll learn all that in the visitor center, so I hope you enjoy it. But we'll take you there now, so we just got to return back the way we came, up the long winding roads of Isla Nublar on this nice Costa Rican style island. So we got to go up our long path again. Wave hi to all the other people just like you visiting the park today. Looks like we have some workers heading to their job down at the hatcheries to give us some new dinos. So wave hello to the people as we pass on by, and hopefully we won't hit too many of them on the way. Oh no, we have a random one. Oh no, we hit a... So let's continue our way up along this beautiful, beautiful path. Again, you can see all the nice foliage that there is on the island. Of course, we're in a nice tropical climate, so you get all sorts of nice trees and life. Very nice looking. Of course, the bugs are horrible, but that's just something we have to deal with down here in the tropical areas. But it looks like we're starting to make our approach into the visitors area. Looks like we have some grass overgrown. We need to get some landscapers on that stat. But here we go, and we have some little signs pointing to you, so if you ever get lost, we will be signs posted around the park so you can see. So here up on your right, we do have some amenities. So we have a Jurassic Cafe, Jurassic Gifts, and some restrooms, so you can go into the different ones, find out some cool gifts, some souvenirs to remember your trip here on the island, and of course some restrooms if you need it. On your left, we have our bungalows that you can stay at. So we have 3 bungalows to choose from, each with some different little themes, so you can choose your favorite one and stay at them, or whichever has some openings. So we got nice bungalows there with all sorts of fitness pools, all sorts of cool things. And then up on your right here, we then have the Jurassic Tour. So that's where you'll take the tour in just a little bit, where you'll be able to explore all the Jurassic Park has to offer and see all the cool dinos. But we're going to take you up here first to the visitor center, where you can learn from Mr. DNA and see how dinosaurs were made, how the scientists here at the park created them, and then also see maybe some dinos hatching if you're lucky. So I hope you enjoy your time here at the park and visiting the visitor center, and we will see you in the Jurassic Tour. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you had fun in the visitor center. Wasn't it so cool to be able to see a Velociraptor live birth? Hatch, I should say. Wasn't that just cool? So we're taking off in our specially made Ford Explorers that are self-driving. See, I'm not even here in the seat driving. It drives itself. Self-driving on a track, specially made electronic Ford Explorers just for the park, have their own special design, for Jurassic Park. We are in truck number 5, so if you ever get lost or want to ride in the same vehicle with me again, we are in truck number 5. So around this area, you can see on your right, just have some closed off area. That's so if dinosaurs do escape, that would be where they would possibly escape into. So we have some extra layers of security and fencing to keep dinos from getting to all of our lovely guests. And then on the right just is the opposite side of the visitor center. So maybe if somebody who wandered too far, they wouldn't just go wandering out into the park. We may see them along here, but hopefully we don't, so we don't have to worry about hitting anybody. But it's just going to be a little tour through the wilderness. And there, of course, you can hear the voice of Miss Lady Gaga, and she is telling us all about the Jeep. We spared no expense on her. She's very expensive to get to do voiceovers, but she just told you about the electric motors in the Ford Explorers, that they cut down on noise so we don't scare any of the dinosaurs. So we're just taking our lovely ride through here. So go ahead, explore. We're gonna, ride goes pretty fast once you're actually seeing the dinos. So just kind of take it slow, take it easy. Of course, you're gonna be in the park for a couple days, so you can ride this multiple times, get all the nice pictures and selfies you want. Look at the nice, beautiful tropical sun here on Isla Nublar. Enjoy that sunlight. Of course, you can see through the roof. We have nice glass roof on the vehicle. Of course, nothing can break through it. We've tested it multiple times. Nothing will be able to break through these vehicles. As she said, safety is the most important thing. So it looks like we're going to be rounding the corner up here to where we actually get to see our first exciting thing to start you into the park. As we start our approach, you can start to see in the distance with the nice never-ending flames that we have set up. As we see our gates for Jurassic Park. So don't get too excited or goosebumps. This is very exciting as we make our way into the park. And just so you know there is not King Kong behind the gate. So here we go. See it as we go through. Very cool. And so as she just said, that some dinosaurs are hard to see, but of course we've set up practices so that you will be able to see dinos. No seeing dinos on the park here. That would be a stupid idea to have a park with all these dinosaurs that you can't even see. Who would even think about that? So we have set up things to keep them out of cover, with still cover the providing they needed, but out of cover where you can see them. So here on the left, you'll see our first dinosaurs of the Gallimimus. You may be able to see roaming off in the distance, but we'll also be seeing them back here in a little bit. But mostly importantly, on your right, we have the Dilophosauruses. So you can see we set up feeders. She just keeps talking. We have set up feeders right here at the edge to keep them at the front, so you'll be able to see them. So you'll be able to see some stuff. We don't really have any Gallimimuses over here. They must be on the opposite side of their enclosure. But let's see. I haven't seen any Dilophosauruses yet. Looks like here we go. We're going to be approaching some. Here we go. There's some Dilophosauruses. Let's see if Lady Gaga tells us about them. Probably not though. But Dilophosauruses have big fans on this around their head, and they shoot acid, so be very careful. Don't let the windows down. Oh, there, they just got provided some more food. Here she goes. Venomous spray, as you can tell. Oh boy. Say on your left hand side, we now have the big herbivore exhibit you saw already, so you'll be able to see Brachiosaurus and Parasaurs off in the distance as we pass by. But more importantly, here on the right, we are now in the Proceratosaurus. It's very similar to the Dilophosaurus, but they have a horn, like a horn style thing on top of their head, and they don't spit, but they're still very dangerous little creatures, so you'll be able to see some of those as well, and hopefully Lady Gaga tells us about them as well. That's exactly why we put the feeders at the front, to keep them out. And it looks like we are approaching some again, more Brachiosaurus off to your left that we've seen already. Here comes some Proceratosaurus now running off what looks to be into the forest. You're looking the opposite direction. Look around. Turn the other way. I know you're like me and like herbivores much more than carnivores, but look how cool they look. You can see the nice bright colors there of all the nice dinos. So we have a couple roaming around in the park there. and the last few coming up towards the end here. But there you can see a Brachiosaurus is getting very close to the fence. There's their feeder once again. But looks like we got one that may come over to the fence and try and greet you. May look over the fence. I don't know if we can see it very well. Let's see if we can switch our views a little. There you go. You can see it looking up over the Jeep, or the Ford Explorer. It looks very nice. And our last little bit of the Proceratosaurus is running around in there, so very cool. So now we got a backseat view. So there is the gate leading into that we did, and then over to our technical facilities. And you'll see up here on your left again, you can see more parasaurs as we get into like more of their section of the enclosure with their little habitat, their herding grounds. And of course we have signs up here to provide you some of that information with the parasaur signs. Currently nothing on your right. We have the enclosure open if we ever want to add some more dinos, but we do have some cool dinos coming up on your right. But there's more hadrosaurs off in the distance over on the left. So here we go, we're making into our little desert section of the park where we have some of our Sedgesauruses, at least with their compies, but we're acting like they're Sedgesaurus. But some Sedgesauruses, they're very tiny, very hard to see. They're running around in there, so hopefully you can see some. So very little tiny dinos, of course. Mostly, oh, we got some low health in the park. That doesn't seem too good. But very desert looking area of the park. They like to live in the sands and dry climates. You can see one little tiny one there right by the fence. So very nice over there. Of course, a good view of parasaurs over to your left. That's one nice thing about our park setup. You can see dinosaurs from almost any view. So when you look out either side, you're probably going to see a dinosaur. So hopefully that's not our sick parasaur. It's walking a little funny. And there's the end of our Sedgesaurus. Again, very tiny dinos, hard to see. There's, of course, the East Docks, where you can arrive by boat, where we get all of our supplies shipped into us. Nothing special, just a little bit of a dock. And then we're also approaching in on your right, the Baryonyx enclosure. Baryonyx is our very cool looking dinos, very nice looking. You hopefully will be able to see them. They're probably the hardest dinos to spot out of our park, but hopefully they will be up around and moving, or we'll hopefully see them at their enclosure. So we'll just have to pay attention to that on your right. But on your left, again, you can see more parasaurs roaming around. There's one standing up for us. Very nice. Still no Baryonyx Spidey. It's on the right, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll pop up pretty soon. So as you can see for the carnivores, we had to kind of keep their fences back a little bit of ways to keep them, hopefully, from not attacking the fences to try and get at all the guests. Oh, here we go. Up on the right, you've got both Baryonyxes roaming around there, especially one coming right up to the fence just to greet you. Isn't that such a cool sight? Look at those cool look of that dino. Very nice looking dinos, very pretty. One of the best carnivores. And again, more parasaurs on your left to get us through the end of the Baryonyx enclosure. Of course, Baryonyxes love the water, so we have part of the ocean blocked off where the water feeds in, so they can have all the ocean water they need. More parasaurs roaming around. Hopefully our sick dino does not die on us. We'll soon be approaching the end of the parasaur paddock, so we won't see too many more left of those. They're all just roaming around. But continue on your right now, we now have the Herbivores, which are a middle-sized dino, not too big, not too small, right in the middle. Hopefully they'll get up close and personal, so you can see them quite a bit. There's one drinking out of the pond now. Maybe some more off into the distance. Another cool looking dinosaur newly added to the park recently. And again, our last little set of parasaurs there to end us off. Nice up close and personal for them. And there's even some more Herbivores running around chasing each other, trying to claim territory and see who's dominant. Now we're going to be approaching the two areas. So on your left, we have the other section of the Gallimimuses. So you'll probably, at least hopefully, be able to see them a little bit better on your left. And on your right, we have the Brachiosaurus coming up. So you can see a couple of Gallimimuses right there off to the side eating. Some off in the distance. Looks like they're maybe herding or flocking this way. for the Metriacanthosaurus. Looks like we have one right at the feeder taking a big ol' E. If you check them out, oh, we're kind of dipping a little bit. Oh, look, good view at the Gallimimuses though. Gives us a perfect view, and there we go. We got the Metriacanthosaurus right there looking at us as we drive right on by. Isn't that such a cool view? As it just continues to eat there. Maybe looking across the way at all the roaming Gallimimuses that it could take a snack on. There's multiple in there, but we've only seen one so far. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering a very special section of the park, the most iconic piece of our park, and our biggest #1 draw. On your right up here, we have the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So don't be too scared if she comes roaring out at you. Little Rexy's a nice, beautiful lady, nice and gentle. Nothing's going to happen related to her. So I hope you don't get too scared too much, but hopefully we get to see her. She doesn't come out too much. We have our feeders there to kind of draw her out, but it looks like she may not be out to play for us today. She could be off in the distance roaming around, setting up her home. We have stuff to draw her out, like a little goat feeder there, but again, looks like she's not going to be here for us today, unfortunately, unless she's down in the trenches, which doesn't look like it. So unfortunately, we won't get to see Rexy, which is too bad. We love to have her around so all I guess can see her, but unfortunately she's not. And of course, if we saw back at the other place, which we passed it now, we do have the bathrooms from the iconic scene in the movie. But of course, no one was actually hurt in the opening of this park. That was all for dramatization. So it looks like Rexy's not going to make an appearance for us, unfortunately. Which stinks, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But hopefully you will be able to see and enjoy our next dinosaur as we approach the Triceratops paddock. Nice, gentle herbivore, is very reminiscent of cows that we are recognized. So I have to see if we can see any up and close and personal. Of course, they have a little bit of their valley. You can probably see some off in the distance there. We have their feeders relatively up close. Mortal enemies of the T-Rex. That's why we put them together pretty next to each other. Can maybe see if we switch our camera view. Can maybe see some there's a Triceratops right there. Of course, hard to see with the hilling of the enclosures, but you can see one pretty close there. So very cool to see a Triceratops. So we were able to see every single dino so far, of course, except for our T-Rex, unfortunately, but that just happens. We can't control the T-Rex. We try to give her food to keep her up close so you can see it, but unfortunately she doesn't like to cooperate all the time. And then eventually here up on your right, we have additionally added a nice little feature that's very reminiscent from the movie that was just recently added, so you're the first people that get to see it on this tour. Up on your right here, you may be able to get to see some of our lovely clever girls, the Velociraptors. So I have to see if there's any out here. Again, we have feeders to draw them out. Hopefully there are some out and ready to eat. Not seeing them, not hearing them. So we may have unfortunately missed them for the day. Looks like they're not going to be out today to play, unfortunately. We have them in there, and they're not out and around. So it looks like we have our carnivores have not cooperated with us too much today. But if we take the trail back in through there, it takes you to their paddock where they ended up escaping. So we have them all closed off so they can't get out anywhere. But unfortunately, we don't get to see them for today. But we're back around to the visitor center, of course, where we started off our tour, and you can go back in and explore the visitor center, go through the little interactive ride again, see if maybe some more dinosaurs hatch. Of course, eat in the large cafeteria if you would like, and buy some gifts at the gift shop. and just have all sorts of fun and enjoy the visitor center and your stay here on Jurassic Park. Don't forget to take the tour again tomorrow, later on today, however long the lines are, and maybe you'll get to finally see that T-Rex and the Velociraptors. Hopefully they'll be out for you when you get to take the ride again. So I hope you enjoy your ride, and we will see you on your next tour. So that's going to be it for our building of Jurassic Park. So we ended off with the tour there, so a nice view of all of the park here. So very fun to build this and try to recreate a lot of the stuff from the park. So a lot of the scenes, so we did like the Brachiosaurus scene. It's gonna be hard to say everything. Brachiosaurus scene with the Parasaurs. We did try to do the Dilophosaurus scene there, recreate the Gallimimus like paddock or fields where they could flock back and forth, which was kind of fun. The T-Rex enclosure where we have the feeders up close to bring the T-Rex out, and then of course the ditch that the car falls into, and then we got the Triceratops with the place here where of course the Triceratops is supposed to be sick and laying and everything laying there, but unfortunately we can't really do that. We have the bathrooms as well with the T-Rex, so it's going to be hard to see. Or did I ever add it back in? I wonder if I didn't add it back in because I was trying to mess with stuff. Oh, it's all the way back here. That's why I'm not seeing it. There we go. So we have the bathroom set up. It's supposed to be all dirt, but of course the trees and plants and everything aren't cooperating with that. So we got that as well. And then we have the ease dock, of course not fully set up or decorated, but we got that there. And then all the way over here we have the helicopter arrival with all the water surrounding. Of course it's more rocky. I guess we could put more rocks in around it since we have the rocks. And then we have the tour vehicle and the visitor center set up. Oh, and then we also have over here, since you didn't get to see it on the tour, we have the Velociraptors. I did end up adding them over here, so I did just shut the gate off and everything, and they're all enclosed in here, so they're roaming around all over in here. We have Velociraptors there around the emergency bunkers. Watch out, Ellie. And then, of course, their Raptor pin there as well. So all closed off in there. And, of course, we put the feeder over here to try and draw them out. And we have our Alpha 1 there, the big gal, right there by the fence. So it's been really fun to build and design the park, of course, trying to make it look somewhat like the park, but then adding some rearranging the features and everything. So again, making this whole big wide center section here to make the tour go in a nice round instead of weaving in and out of all sorts of different enclosures. And then it like I said on the tour, it gets you pretty much so you always see a dinosaur from pretty much any view you can once you enter the park, as long as the dinosaurs are out to play and everything. So it's been really fun, and I'm trying to decide if I want to continue on to do anything else, because with this I'm pretty much done, so nothing too more to see or anything, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think I may try, I'll see how much stuff there's to do and everything, but may try to do like an Isla Sorna from movie 2, The Lost World. So that'd be kind of fun to work on. Of course, I've not been on that island on sandbox mode yet. I know when we were on it for a short time, it's not too big, so it may not have too much to work with, but we'll just have to see what it offers, because I think that'd be a little bit of fun. But again, I know like building wise and stuff, we can't recreate everything the same, so that's going to be an unfortunate part, but I think it'll still be pretty fun. We may try to do that, so we'll have to just see. So if we do that, I'll start next week on the channel, but again, if I get on and don't think there's enough to do, we probably won't do it. So this could be the end of Jurassic World Evolution gameplay until they add more content. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know with a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of my park tour, so leave that down in the comments below, and of course hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed and want to see more Jurassic World Evolution video. Let me know so if I should continue to work on it or not, or just stop playing the game until new content comes out. So if you want me to do more, go ahead and let me know in the comments with the thumbs up, and of course hit that subscribe button as well, or I may have to just move on to something else. But thank you all so much for checking out the Jurassic Park tour. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.